So, I'm going to talk about expectations versus reality when it comes to fat loss and jumping from a diet to diet to diet and why people fall off the wagon. If you look at the red line, that is what most people expect when they start a diet plan. They expect a nice linear drop. Every day is minus from the day before. However, in reality, your physiology is so much more complex that it's too many things that determines whether you're going to fluctuate up or down. But what you most likely will find is that it's going to look something like the blue line. There's going to be some parts where it's going to be bigger drops. Usually this tends to be in the beginning, maybe because there will be change in water, because you're going from one diet to another, so your body will adjust. You will also be heavier at the beginning of your diet phase, so you will have more weight to lose. So it's just natural that it slows down a little bit later on if you're sticking to your diet for long enough. But why people then fall off? And it's actually because, or this is not every time, but when people get demoralized because they see the scale go up, they lose that drive to do another good day and to see whether that's going to change and make the scale go down again. And maybe you did 2 or 3 days where your weight stayed the same and then you feel like it's not worth it anymore. So the main reason people are falling off the wagon is because they're not patient enough and they don't understand that the process itself can never be linear. I've never worked with one client who has consistently dropped over a longer period of time without fluctuations up and down. But in reality, though, what you really need to be looking at is the averages across the weeks, because any day-to-day reading will not tell you the whole truth. And therefore, it's impossible to really be making judgments on your performance every day, especially if you know that you're sticking to something and you're doing your best that you can, okay? But I also really want to highlight that only going on the scale is so counterproductive because, again, there can be so many things affecting your scale. And if you're training really hard in the gym, chances are that you're actually building muscle underneath, which you just aren't able to see yet. But with enough fat loss, you will see that you have put on more muscle mass. So the scale is a beautiful tool to use, but we have to distance ourselves and don't take it personally everyday reading. It's still good to take the reading every day because it gives you a much clearer average rather than stepping on the scale once a week or once a month and it feels like doomsday because you don't know. If you do it every day, you kind of take away that demon and you just put in a number in a sheet or in your app and you forget about it. But I also want to highlight that there are other ways to track your progress, and you should take those pretty serious as well because, as I said, scale is not everything. We also have tape measure. If you are losing centimeters from your waist or from your hips, but your scale is staying stagnant for a period of time, well, actually, that's not necessarily a negative thing because if you're losing inches or centimeters of your waist whilst your scale is saying the same thing, you're probably doing some decent fat loss. You just can't look at the scale and gauge that. So taking those two in conjunction are actually a really good tool to do. We can also have calipers done. Usually you would go to a personal trainer who is qualified and is good at doing it, but they're not the most accurate one unless you're a really good trainer who has a lot of training in doing them. But you can also do something like a DEXA scan where you go and you scan your body and it will take images of your body composition, so your bone mass and your muscle mass and your fat mass, and it can give you your percentages there. But ultimately, if you're taking photos or if your clothes are fitting better than they were a couple of weeks ago, again, that is a sign of progress. So why not look at a global picture and not stress on a day-to-day basis that it's not moving today, it's not moving tomorrow, but maybe the next day you'll have that big drop. And that could again be down to so many factors that will be for another topic than this post. But I just want to make it really clear that what you expect and what the reality is when it comes to physiologically losing your body fat, they are going to be two different things. So all I can say is make sure that your expectation is on your performance, not on the outcome of that performance, because the outcome is going to come. And with enough time, enough consistency, and with good communication with your coach, if you have one, you can then tweak the plan and make it work. But don't jump to conclusions too soon that it isn't working, because sometimes it's just your body saying, I'm not going to let you lose weight today, but it's not. It can be water retention, it can be whatever. So don't jump to conclusions, but then also expect that not every day is going to be a down reading, nor should it be an up reading. It's always about the trends, and stay calm and focus on the tasks each day, and you will reach your body goals.